Hi, I'm Sue Gould-Wright, and this is Douglas, the eventing simulator. I'll just bring him down to halt for you. Good boy. So what I want to talk with you about today is a little bit about stirrups and legs. So when I'm teaching people on the simulators, it is one of the biggest things I come across as an issue. So I thought I would share some tips for you. So what we're thinking about when we're talking about the stirrup and the leg, it's not just position, it's how you're using the stirrup. So rider after rider come to me and they're absolutely bracing down and hammering into the stirrup. So at the minute my leg is just relaxed around the horse, foot slightly in the stirrup. It's there if I need it, but I'm not bracing into it or pressing into it too hard. What I want to try and get across is the difference in your balance, your stability, your communication when you're using your legs too much, just to sort of sit there and be on the horse. So if I pop Douglas up into walk for you, okay, so he's up in walk, and at the minute my leg is nice and relaxed, okay, and because my leg is relaxed, I'm actually getting movement through my pelvis, through my backside. So the way I teach is that the rider's responsibility is keeping the torso nice and still, and the sort of midriff down through the leg, through the foot, all belongs to the horse. So if we want to be really clear in our communication with the horse, in our leg aids, in our seat aids, we need to be softer, we need to be more relaxed. I'm not riding like a rag doll. I've got a little bit of tone in my body, but I'm not bracing and clamping. So if I then start to press in, I'll put him up into medium walk, okay? So it's a bit of a bigger movement. So you can see my pelvis moving at the minute. I'll hold my arm out the way. So everything is moving nicely at the minute. I've got a little bit of side to side roll. But if I then stand on the stirrup a little bit harder, can you see how my bum has scooted out of the saddle? So I've got all of this tension up through here, and I'm more hovering on the horse. And you can't see it on the screen, but my wiggly line that shows me my seat moving side to side has gone, as has my up and down movement one. So if I just relax everything back again, can you see how everything softens and releases? So I've got side to side swing. And then if I step onto the stirrup a little bit harder, again, I can feel the tension creeping up through my bum, through my legs, through my inside of my calf, and everything just goes a little bit pear-shaped. So that's one of the things we need to think about is what's happening there. I'll show you in the trot in a second as well. The other thing is heels down. Now, I know you've been hollered heels down since you were probably a little toot at Pony Club or wherever you started riding. But look what happens if I start to try and press my heels down. Again, can you see how I've come onto the back of my bum? I'm leaning back out of the saddle. My leg wants to scoot forward. And that's just by me thinking heels down. So I've gone from a nice balanced head, rib cage, pelvis, lower leg underneath me position, to heels down. It's so alien to me, I can hardly do it. Heels down, and all of a sudden I just feel completely out of sorts. Everything is moving, my upper body's waggling around. So it's really, really detrimental to your position. I mean, yeah, if things are going pear-shaped, often it's hang on and brace, but even then I would argue that by you bracing down into the heel, and even if your leg is back here and bracing down into the stirrup, you're putting pressure on the horse's back. Now, different horses will do different things. Some of them, if you press onto their back, will hollow and the head comes up, and that's it. Some of them, if you brace into the stirrup and you push down and everything goes tense, they will scoot off at a rate of knots. I've had a few clients who got really spooky horses who, by just relaxing the leg around the horse, being more relaxed in their bottom, the horses are transformed. So just to prove a point, I'll show you this up in the trot. So Douglas, by the way, has got sensors that I, just like a real horse, give him a leg aid. Okay. So at the minute, this is just his collected trot. I'm sitting, I'm nice and balanced, everything is upright, and I'm really absorbing all of that movement through my seat and my legs, because that's what your legs are there for. Your joints in your ankle, in your knee, in your hip, and in your lumbar spine, they are absorbing the movement. Now, if I start to push my feet into the stirrups a little bit more, yeah, can you see? Off I go. I start bouncing out of the saddle. So if you're struggling with your sitting trot, the chances are check in with your stirrups. Yeah, yeah, bouncing away here. Now, if I then add in pressing into the stirrups and the heels down, oh my God, the poor horse, I can feel myself thumping up and down on his back. And that's just a plastic horse. So, you know, yeah, you can see it just changes my balance completely. Everything is moving from the wrong place. The upper body started to go, and it is just a thump up and down. So if I settle my leg again underneath me, I just use that sort of a light contact with the inside of my calf, the inside of my knee, the inside of my thigh. I'm not gripping, I'm just using a little bit of tone to be there. Everything is still, my legs are nice and still and relaxed. But if I then think about, you know, really softening the seat, I can really take all that movement through my lumbar spine a bit more. Does that make sense? So, that's all we need to think about, is just watch for what you're doing with the stirrups. Because again, in the canter, it has the same effect. So it's just thinking about nice and relaxed. The stirrup's there if you need it, but it's not there for bracing into all the time. Okay, so just a nice relaxed seat. It's very difficult to do this and talk to you. Nice relaxed seat, nice relaxed lumbar spine, nice relaxed leg. Okay, and then I'll just bring Douglas back down to walk. Good lad, he's very good, he collects up and everything. And then we're good, well done. He's fallen asleep a little bit off to one side. So I hope that helps. It's something that you need to have a look at and a look into. Just check in, just see what your legs are doing, because often, you know, waggly lower leg, it's all to do with the pressure down into the stirrup. I use a step into the inside of my boot as an aid to a downward transition or a turn, but that's about it. Otherwise, the leg is just nicely there. I hope that helps. Douglas and I are here in Suffolk, if ever you want us. We've got B&B accommodation as well, so more than welcome to come and stay no matter where you live. And hopefully see you soon.